Yeah, thank you very much for this attention, even after lunch. I'm a privacy researcher. I was and I still am a privacy researcher for 19 years. This is when I have been involved in the battles around the GDPR for a very long time before it came along. So I've seen so many dead bodies over that development. And I'm so sorry that probably my talk has to start with a few more. And it's not only about privacy. Let me give you an example. In September 2017, there was a screenshot circulated on Russian websites, and it showed how a Russian-speaking speech assistant answered to a user no, I have to tell it a little bit different. So it showed two speech assistants, a Russian one and an American one. And when a person asked the Alexa system, the American system, and said, "I'm so sad," the Alexa system said, "Oh, if I had arms, I would like to hug you." And that site compared this American speech assistant with the Russian counterpart, Yandex. And you know what it answered? Saying, "I'm so sad." Nobody said that life is a picnic. And what this example shows, it might be trivial and just funny, but what it shows is that there is a value of consolation, of Trost. Consolation that is not only necessary in a context like a dying relative, but also when people are isolated and lonely. And related to that value of consolation are other values like friendship and closeness and community and mental health and joy in life, but also discipline, strength, identity, and all of that. Now, speech assistants are supposed to be the future interface of the internet. We are probably not going to type into our computers anymore, but we are going to speak to them. And if you think this a little further and you imagine yourselves not typing into your smartphones, but speaking to your assistants, how independent will we all be if we retrieve 1 to 2 or even 3 hours of information from those speech assistants? Will we be manipulated? Just think about the Amazon patent that has recently been discussed, which is auctioning off the very best moment to the very best emotional and psychological moment to sell you a product or a message. Now, this degree of manipulation and of control and of a lack of independence are further values that are touched by speech assistants. And we heard a lot about China this morning. Now, what if it's not Alexa that's going to make the market, but Xiandu, which is the current leading technology in China? Will our kids then be a little bit more Chinese if they grow up with that system? How will kids feel that have been growing up in the constant presence of speech assistants that are sitting in their ears? Will they feel unsafe if suddenly this assistance is unavailable? Where will the brains of our kids develop? In their own heads or in the software system? Now, I'm giving you all of those examples to make one thing very plain. We are not talking about privacy here and data protection, a little bit of copyright. Our world's civilizations are in a second Neolithic revolution. A second Neolithic revolution. Just think about already the impact right now on media, on justice, on democracy, on sexuality, on mobility, on community, and very soon on banking. This is a very great challenge for politics, and new is not always better. Why I gave that example of the speech assistant, that great detail, is to show you that whenever technology enters into our lives, there are a lot of values beyond privacy that are, and security and transparency that play a role. Just in that little example, think about consolation, friendship, closeness, community, mental health, joy in life, discipline, strength, identity, being more or less Chinese, feeling safe, independence, locality, heterogeneity, and knowledge. When I work with startups and we look at new innovative ideas and we discuss them with stakeholders, we see approximately 100 different values in the room that are associated to one single technology. Why is that? The philosopher Max Scheler already said that values are the irreducible basic phenomena of our emotional life. They are like a fifth dimension that constantly give our life meaning and sense. And all of these values can be breached and can also fostered through technology. Now, the good news is that if you're following the tech news a little bit, you know that at least since 2016, there are a lot of global initiatives by regulators and by international bodies and companies to think about values in IT design. You have heard about those. And just recently, there was a study published by Nature Machine Intelligence. And they looked at 84 different proposals on what we should be caring about. Now, this sounds good. The bad news is, on average, they are thinking about 11 relevant values, and they can only agree on 5. That is transparency, equality, privacy, responsibility, and security. And I think there is this belief in the room that if we handle those 5 values, we are all set with ethics. And I think this is not true, because as the example already showed to you, there is all the values that I just mentioned with this one speech assistant has 0 overlap with the 5 values now proposed as the solution to global AI ethics. Now, it seems a little bit that we are lost. Are the regulators, institutions, and companies not seeing this grand challenge? And will we fix the 5 problems and then we have the next one that we didn't expect? Now, I do think there is a solution. It's a hope. This analysis, the small analysis of all those values in the room when we have speech assistants, I did it in 3 minutes. We, as human beings, have an incredibly strong and almost magic access to the value world. And what we can do is that we can, in our innovation projects, we can replace design thinking with something I call ethical design thinking. And we can, in innovation workshops, help young teams and also mature companies to run through value envisioning procedures and methods, and by that make them see in advance what will be created through their technology. And then we can take those values and we can try to respect them in the design and development of technology. This is what's called value-based system engineering. And when we do that, it's not only negative, it's not privacy compliance and security compliance and making this transparency happen. No. we can take all those values and we can bring them positively into the engineering efforts. And in that scenario, the design of a speech assistant is a whole different exercise. It is an exercise revolving around the creation of the good. It is about thinking how speech assistant can console lonely people, but without making them addicted. How to cheer them up, but tell them to see their friends at the same time. To give them access to knowledge, yes, but informing them at the same time about the limits of their databases. All of these things can be built into technology. But in order to do that, we need to jointly create the effort and also with regulators tell companies that this is the way to envision the world forward. Because what I currently see, and this is the challenge, a lot of small companies and big companies are driven by the capital markets, and they're driven by short-term shareholder value. And even if the elites now already see shareholder value is not the only thing you should be caring about, the young people are still in this corset that they have to deliver quickly and that they have 12 months to deliver the project, and if they don't show success, then they are out. And thinking about values and qualities and being true entrepreneurs to create a better world around values is something that needs time, effort, energy, and enthusiasm. And this is, if there is hope, my hope for this digital Europe. Thank you.